Hello guys, you're welcome back to another demo in our channel. So today in this demo, we're going to take a quick look at how we can actually give access to our user to our APIs by allowing them to log in with some of the social network they are using, such as Facebook, Google, Twitter, GitHub, and so on and so forth. So now we're just going to go to IntelliJ. So for this, I'm going to generate a brand new project here. We're just going to go new and create a brand new project. And this one here, I'm just going to call Spring Boot SB social login and demo. So just say, okay, Spring Boot social login demo, and this one we're going to use Maven. And here we change the the group ID, daily code work as usual. And now we're going to go next. We're just going to leave this in Java 17 and we go next here. So the only few dependencies we're going to need here are the web dependencies and the auth2 here. This one here. So these are the two dependencies we're going to need here. So we're just going to click on create. And here I'm just going to open on the same window. All right, so we see that our application has been generated. So what we're just going to do here is I'm going to close down this. So let's open up our application and sorry, not this. Let's go here to our source main Java, and here I'm just going to right click on this and create a new package. So this package I'm going to call mother. So I'm just going to right click on this and create a class. Product controller. So here I'm just assuming that we have a project running and we have gotten all these entities ready in our database, or sorry, in our application running, right? So because what we're just going to do here, we're just going to demo how we can actually allow access to this API here, to our controller, to our API, right? So that's what we're going to do. So here I'm just going to annotate this here with @rest controller. And we're going to declare request mapping, this one here, and this one is going to be products, like so. So quickly, just going to declare two endpoints. One is going to fetch every product we have in our database, and the other one is going to update. So we're going to secure one and we're going to allow one for free. Get our products. So this one here is just going to, we're just going to return a list of products, right? So let's do the import first. Okay, here. So we're just going to return arrays dot as list. So in here we're going to put some dummy data, assuming this one is coming from our database, right? Here, and iPhone and others, Samsung, iPhone, and others, right? So here, what happened? Samsung is not correct. Typo error. Oh, sorry, this is Samsung. Okay, cool. So here, this one is going to be get mapping, like so. Yeah, just a get mapping. So this one is going to be when a user go to our homepage, when you go to /product on our homepage, it's going to display all the product we got in the database. So I'm going to make this one full window. So the next one is another one. This one is going to return string this time around, just a simple string, and this one's going to be update. And so we're going to return just a string message. Only logged in already logged in users. Can access this endpoint, right? Let's make it a one word like so, and here we just say this. Okay, so and this one also is going to be a get mapping like so, and this time around we're going to give this one an endpoint name as update, right? So these are the two endpoints we have in our API. One is to list every product we got in a database, and one is to allow the user with access of admin or any given access, an authorized user that can update, to actually update this. So now the next one we're going to do here is to create. So let's actually log this down. So here I'm going to go back here to right click on this, and let's create a folder called config like so, and just right click on config and click a new class and create a new class. So this one is going to be product security config, product security config, and just hit on enter. I don't know why my default font is so small. We'll check this later. I don't like zooming up and down. So now what we're just going to do here is to annotate this with a configuration, and we're going to enable the web security. Yeah, we're going to enable this web security here. And now the only bin we're going to have here is the security filter chain. So we're just going to have a public security filter, this one here, chain, and we're just going to call it the same name. And this one is going to take the HTTP security object as usual. And we're just going to call this one HTTP. I'm going to make this one full screen. So this one is HTTP, right? And let's open. So what we're just going to do here is to return HTTP dot. We're just going to go straight to this because we're not going to configure too many things here because it's just a simple demo, right? So that authorize, here we're going to use the lambda expression, use the lambda like so. So we're going to return dot request any API, any endpoint that matches this should be allowed for free. Products right, products dot allow for free, right? And then we're going to go, let me just break this down. And then we're going to go to dot any request. So apart from this, any other request should be authenticated, right? Dot any request dot authenticated, this one here. And after this, we're going to, let me make this clear. So we're going to stop this here, and then we're going to provide the means of the authentication, right? So here we're going to have two options. So the first option is this auto login. So I'm going to, let's break this down and break it down. And here we're going to provide the default implementation with the default, right? Default security implementation. Then that we're going to give them another option of form login with the default implementation as well, default security configuration. Then after that, we're going to build here. I'm going to break these down as usual. Just break it down and break it down. And here we say build, right? So, but what I'm just going to do here is to, I want this one to be, I want to import this static. I need the static import of this instead of repeating all this to make our code too lengthy. So just, yeah, make static import. And here we're going to throw the exception. We're going to add the exception signature to the method. Okay, so this is all we need to do here in our configuration. So we actually allow this one, we allow our home page for free because our home page here, this is our home page, right? So when you go to our home page, you're going to see all the products we have in our database. But when you are trying to update any product, then you're going to log in before you can update. So that's what we're doing here. So we just allow this for free. And apart from this, every other request should be authenticated. And what is the what means of authentication? We give the user two means of authentication. You can provide your username and password with which you have previously registered to this application, or you can just log in with Google, with any available social login that is provided on in the application. But for this one here, we're going to use GitHub for this, right? So now after this, what we need to do is to go back to set our property, right? So let's set our property. We're going to set our port here. So the port is going to be server.port equals 9192. I don't know why my phone is. I will check the settings later. Okay, so this is our port server. And now the next one here is so we're going to set the Spring security dot auth2. We're going to set our auto client ID dot clients auth2 dot spring dot security dot auth2 dot clients. This one here. That's registration. Is the correct registration dot GitHub. We're going to say this as GitHub. And so now we're going to say GitHub clients, right? Dot clients again. And then we're going to say ID, which is client ID. And here we're going to provide the ID here. Then we need two things here. The second one here is the it is secret. So let's just call this secret. So these are the two things we need from our user these are the two things we need to actually allow GitHub to authorize to help us do the authentication for our application, right? So now let's go to GitHub to actually generate these two things here. So for that, we're going to go to the browser. And this is my GitHub repository. In case you are new to my GitHub, to my channel, for all the demo we have been doing in our channel, all the codes are here. So you can just come here and look for any codes. It depends on the video you are watching, right? You just come here and get the code. So now let's actually generate the client ID and the security. So here we just go to settings, and we go to developer settings here, and from developer settings we're going to go to OAuth apps here. So we're going to say new. We're going to create new here, new OAuth app. So we're going to say new, and here we're going to set the app ID. So here I'm just going to say social login, social login demo, social login demo app. So this is going to be the name of our application, social login demo app. And the home page of our application is this, which is that is the server, the port we set here. That is what we try to set here right now. So / the product, which is the home page. Now you can give any description you want to give here, but if you don't want to give any description, so now we're going to set our callback URL. Just paste this here. Okay, I have this one for testing last time already. So now but we're going to remove this here. We're going to remove this product here because this one is going to go directly to our localhost / login / this. So this one here is after the user has been given access. This is the URL, the callback URL for the authorization and so on and so forth. So when the user has been authorized, be given access to our application, then it's going to be redirected back to our home page, right? So now what we're just going to do here is to say register application. So we register this application. And after this, now we see that we have gotten our client ID. So we're just going to copy this here and we go back to our application and paste it here. So we just paste this one here. And after that, we're going to go back here again. So we can see here client security, right? This one here, client security. So now we're going to generate a new one because now we've not gotten anyone here. So we're just going to say generate a new client security here like this. So now we see that a new not security, sorry, secret, client secret, sorry guys. So now we have been able to generate a new secret for our clients, right? So now our client is our application, you know. The client we're talking about is this our project we are developing, that is the client. So now we get the security, which is, so these are the two things, these are the two credentials that GitHub we use to recognize our application for it to give access to the user of this application, right? Okay, so these are the things we just need to do here. So before we run this application, let's go back to GitHub and actually review our settings. So this is the application name, this is the home page URL, and this one is the callback URL. You can actually read more about this callback from the documentation, right? From the auth documentation, you can read more of this about the callback and different ways to set this callback URL. Notice that in this, our demo is a very short one, so we are not going into the deep down in auth authorization or authentication, right? So we are not creating authorization server, a resource server. We are not going into that. But in our future demo, which we actually just a project I'm doing right now that is actually going to take everything from end to end using a framework maybe like React and every other thing that we're going to do in this channel. But right now, for this very demo purpose, we are just trying to see the quick way to actually access, to allow users to actually log into our system. That's what we're doing here right now, right? Now, let's go back to our project. And right now, let's run it and see. Okay, so before I forget, so this one here is a bin, right? It's easier to forget. So this was supposed to be a bin, like so. So now let's just do the import here. So this one is a bin, right? And let's go back here and see. So we have all our methods specified, get mapping, and this here. So I think we are set to test our application. So let's actually test our application. Let's click on this. Okay, so now we see that our application has started running. So let's go to the browser to access our URL, our application URL. So this one is localhost 9192/product. So this is our home page. So here we see that we've gotten all the products from our homepage, from our database, so to speak, right? So now let's actually go to update. So let's say we want to update product. So let's hit on enter. So here we have been provided with a login page. Here we said we're provided with a default. This is the default login page from Spring Security, where we can enter the default user and the generated password. But now we have provided with additional options. If we don't want to use this, then we have to use this. So let's actually go to GitHub to actually log into our system. So now we see that this application has actually come here to interact with GitHub, right? So now GitHub here, what we are trying to say here is that we are telling GitHub, hey, please, the same credentials I use to log into you, please share that credentials with this application so that I can access this application. So that's what we are telling GitHub here to do right now. So this GitHub right now, that's why this application is trying to tell us, GitHub is trying to tell us to authorize. Do you really want to authorize this application? No, this is our domain, right? Our application. So now we're going to authorize to this. So after the authorization, it's going to redirect to our application, right? So that is what we're just going to do here right now. So let's actually give it go ahead to allow this client to access, give authorization to our clients to access this API, this endpoint. So here we see that we're able to log in successfully using GitHub, right? So we see that only logged in users can access this endpoint, right? So that is what we said here. So we log down this and we allow this for free. That's what we did here. So here we allow this for free, and any other API and endpoint was logged down, right? So this is one of the easiest way. This is the easiest way to actually allow clients to log into our application, right? Like I said, it's not a deep demo on this topic. Auth 2 topic is a really deep one, right? And so this one is just one of the easiest way to log into our application. In our subsequent video, in our next video to come, we hope to go to dive deep into this topic to actually create. There are a lot of projects going on right now that is actually using this auth from end to end, and after that, we're going to share our demo together here, and we're going to watch it together, right, and do it together. So thank you so much, guys. Thank you so much for coming. And please, in case you have not subscribed to my channel, please try to subscribe to my channel, and so that whenever, and also hit the notification bell, so that whenever we upload a demo like this, you can be notified. Thank you so much for coming, and hope to see you in our subsequent video. Thank you, and goodbye.